Hello, wizards! I'm Oliver, and welcome to Day 38 of the 50 Days Software Architecture class. Yesterday in Day 37, we covered refactoring legacy systems and modernization strategies. Today we dive deep into testing and architecture, from unit tests to full end-to-end validation. Let's get started.
Welcome to Day 38. Today we're tackling one of the most critical yet often overlooked aspects of software architecture, testing strategy. A great architecture is only as good as your ability to verify and maintain it. We'll journey from fast, isolated unit tests all the way to comprehensive end-to-end validation that gives you real confidence in production-like behavior. We'll compare the classic testing pyramid with modern alternatives like the testing honeycomb and trophy model, discuss how your test strategy must evolve as your architecture grows from monolith to microservices or cloud native, and show how proper testing reduces risk during the modernization efforts we discussed yesterday. This lesson connects directly to Day 37's refactoring safety net, Day 36's ADRs for documenting test decisions, Day 28's resilience patterns, and Day 20's cloud native deployments.
Good testing isn't just QA, it's architectural governance in action.
Testing strategy deep dive. We begin with fast, isolated unit tests that verify individual components. Integration tests ensure modules work together correctly. Contract testing is vital for microservices to prevent breaking changes. End-to-end tests provide final validation of the complete system from the user's perspective. The key is finding the right balance between speed, cost, and confidence for your specific architecture. Testing is the safety net for your design. Testing is not just a development activity, it's a core architectural concern. The decisions you make about modularity, boundaries, APIs, and data flows directly impact how effectively you can test the system. A poorly designed architecture leads to slow, brittle, or incomplete tests, while a well-architected system enables fast, reliable, and comprehensive test coverage. We'll show how investing in the right testing strategy dramatically improves deployment confidence, reduces downtime, and supports the evolutionary architecture we've been building throughout this course. If it's hard to test, it's probably bad architecture. The classic testing pyramid, popularized by Mike Cohn, recommends many small, fast unit tests at the bottom, fewer integration tests in the middle, and very few broad end-to-end tests at the top. We'll break down why this shape is important for feedback speed, maintenance cost, and overall confidence. We'll also discuss when and why modern teams adapt it into a testing honeycomb or trophy model, especially in microservices and cloud-native environments. More tests at the bottom, handling faster feedback. Unit tests are the foundation. We'll cover how to write meaningful unit tests that verify behavior rather than internal implementation, how TDD helps drive better architectural decisions, the proper use of mocks and test doubles without creating fragile tests, and how to achieve high coverage without falling into the trap of testing trivial code. Unit tests should make refactoring safer, not harder.
As systems grow, integration and contract testing become essential. We'll explore how to test interactions between components, the power of consumer-driven contract testing to prevent integration failures, popular tools like Pact, and how to keep contracts versioned and governed, especially important when using the microservices patterns from Day 7 and Day 26. Contracts turn implicit assumptions into explicit agreements. Component testing lets you verify a service works correctly when its external dependencies are replaced with test doubles. We'll cover API testing strategies, schema validation, and techniques to ensure backward compatibility, critical for the API design we discussed on Day 8 and Day 30. Component tests give you confidence without full system spin-up. End-to-end tests validate the entire system from the user's perspective. We'll discuss when they add real value, common pitfalls that make them flaky, and modern tools like Cypress and Playwright that make UI plus backend testing much more maintainable. E2E tests are your final safety net, not your primary testing layer. Modern architectures must be tested under failure conditions. We'll cover chaos engineering principles, popular tools, and how to specifically test the resilience patterns we learned on Day 28, circuit breakers, retries, and fallbacks, so your system stays reliable even when things break. The best way to prepare for chaos is to practice chaos. Performance testing ensures your architecture can handle real-world load. We'll explore different types of performance tests, powerful open-source tools, and how to tie them to the scalability patterns from day 16. Performance is a feature, not an afterthought.
Good test data is often the difference between reliable and flaky tests. We'll cover practical strategies for creating realistic test data, managing test databases, ensuring privacy compliance, and preventing test data from becoming a source of instability. Your tests are only as good as your test data. Testing must be deeply integrated into your CI/CD pipeline. We'll show how to design pipelines that give fast feedback on commits while still running comprehensive validation before production, using parallelization, smart quality gates, and clear reporting. CI/CD without good testing is just continuous deployment of bugs. We'll highlight the most common testing anti-patterns that undermine even the best architecture and give you clear ways to avoid them so your test suite remains an asset rather than a liability. A flaky test suite is worse than no tests at all. We'll highlight the most common testing anti-patterns that undermine even the best architecture and give you clear ways to avoid them so your test suite remains an asset rather than a liability. A flaky test suite is worse than no tests at all. Testing becomes more complex in microservices and cloud-native architectures. We'll address the unique challenges, how contract testing and service virtualization help, and how to test event-driven and serverless systems effectively. Distributed systems require distributed testing strategies.
Security must be tested at every layer. We'll cover SAST, DAST, dependency scanning, and how to integrate security testing into your regular architecture validation process. Shift security left, test it early and often. We'll discuss the metrics that actually matter when evaluating your testing strategy and how to use them to continuously improve your architecture's testability. What gets measured gets improved. The best architectures are inherently testable. We'll show how concepts like hexagonal architecture, day 23, dependency injection, and feature flags make testing dramatically easier and more reliable. Testability is a first-class architectural quality attribute.
Recapping day 38, we covered why testing belongs in architecture, the full spectrum from unit to end tests, advanced techniques like chaos and contract testing, and how to govern your test suite.
The most important takeaway: invest in a balanced, maintainable testing strategy, and your architecture will stay evolvable and reliable for years to come. Day 38 of the 50 Days Software Architecture class. Moderated by Anastasia and Irene, today we explore testing in architecture, moving from simple unit tests all the way to comprehensive end-to-end system validation. This 18 to 22-minute lesson features in-depth explanations of real-world testing strategies, including pyramid, honeycomb, and trophy models, contract testing, and chaos engineering. We also discuss how your testing strategy must align with your architectural decisions to ensure long-term system stability and reliability. We've structured it into 20 main slides, each with 4 bullet points, and extended moderator dialogues for depth and balance. Anastasia leads slides 1 to 5 and 11 to 15, focusing on foundations, the test pyramid, and integration validation. Irene leads slides 6 to 10 and 16 to 18, covering advanced testing, tools, and governance, while slides 19 and 20 are shared for recap. This builds directly on Day 37's legacy modernization, Day 36's ADRs, Day 28's resilience patterns, and Day 20's cloud-native architecture. Expect clear diagrams of the test pyramid and contract testing flows. Pauses for visuals and transitions will keep the video engaging and actionable. On Day 39, we explore deployment strategies, including blue-green and canary releases for zero downtime updates.
Homework. Take a look at your current project's test suite and pick one area to improve based on what we covered today, perhaps adding contract tests or reducing flakiness. Questions? Drop them in the comments. We read and answer every single one. Thank you so much for joining us. If this lesson helped, please like, share with your team, and subscribe for Day 39.
That's day 38 on testing in architecture, from unit tests to end-to-end validation. We covered why testing strategy is architectural, the full testing spectrum, advanced techniques, and how to make your system truly testable. If you're enjoying the series, please subscribe for daily lessons and support us on Buy Me a Coffee. Every contribution helps keep this content free and high quality. Thank you for watching.